Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture video. In the computer networks, we are going to discuss about the QoS in the application layer concept here. So in the previous video, we have discussed about the application layer concepts in the circuit, about the circuit programming and other concepts. Continue to that, we have started with QoS. So quality of service and is best effort service. We have started with before that we have a view about intro about the best effort service here. Best effort service is the single service model, also the simplest one. According to the service model, it is a package of any time we can able to send without ensuring performance in the aspects of delay and reliability. So best effort service is the default services for internet, and it's applicable to most network applications such as FTP and email. So technical usage, the best effort service is based on first in first out queuing. Best effort service is the default services model for internet, and is applicable to most network applications such as FTP and email. So content about the things QoS service types. We have best effort services. First we have integrated services, differentiated services, MPLS, QoS. So three kinds of services we are providing: integrated services, differentiated services, MPLS, QoS. We have these kind of services. Then followed with the service type, we have best effort service type, integrated service type. According to that, we can start it with best effort services, then differentiated services, and QoS of MPLS. So integrated service, nothing but it is a controllable from end-to-end services provided by the applications. It can be controllable from end-to-end services. So network units support the control mechanism based on the QoS. Then application apply for a certain QoS service from the network. The signaling protocol deploy QoS request on the network. So major signaling protocol is RSVP. So technical reuse of RSVP is we having the controllable and end-to-end services provided applications. So network and unit support the control mechanism based on the QoS. Then application apply for certain QoS service from the network. So single protocol deploys QoS services request from the network. Then schematic diagram of RSVP. So schematic diagram of RSVP is nothing but the communication started with 2 Mbps bandwidth to be restored here, then followed with the 2 Mbps bandwidth to be reserved. So 2 Mbps bandwidth to be reserved, then it will be transferred to the next thing. Then differentiated service, we are talking about the differentiated service here. So objective of this differentiated is network congestion. Due to the network traffic, the network congestion will be available. So the flow control and forwarding are different according to the services, provide portions to solve the congestion problem. So method, the relative priority mechanisms adapted to classify and forward information flows with difference and other, thus to balance service quality and network congestion. So principle, when entering different network services, flow are aggregated by different service scope point. For example, previous aggregator, the DS node adopts a specific behavior for certain BAS and performing behavior. According to there are three types of BHP: exploiting forwarding and assurance forwarding and flow classes, best effort things. Then basic concepts related to different services, then DS domain, edge node, internode, then PHCP, and then SLA. So DS domain identify the different services classes. The services standard for a domain is the same. An edge node refers to the node at the edge of the DS domain. So internal node refers to a node inside the DS domain. So PHB refers to the forwarding behaviors conducted by the equipment to the DS domain when the data flow through the equipment that supports a DS. Then SLA refers to a protocol reached by the user and the service provider, and the defined supported service types and service volume for the each services here. So basic concept related different services using here. Then followed with the class and service actuality, about the architecture of different services. So in the architecture we have different Intel node, and Intel node will be connected to the things. So we are talking about the different services model. In this model, the architecture, we can able to see the how the user network connected to the different server networks. So user network will be a single one, and server network will be connected to the various parts, and the flow control will be managed here in the different service, different server network. So this is about the basic thing we are discussing in this lecture video. We discussed about the content behind the QoS and what are the different best effort services, different QoS services used in the computer networks. I hope we all understand the concept here. Thanks for watching. Thank you all.